Hi guys, it's Belle here. It's been a while since my last video. I'm sure you can understand there's been lots going on in the world. And anyway, I just want to get straight into this. So this is my design team project for Release the Craftin for June. We are in June. I keep forgetting. So I actually made 2 journals and a little side project. The kit that we were given, the design team were given, was her new Traveling Alice Traveler's Notebook kit. I think it's got about 9 pages and then a page and then one page that's got sort of like belly bands and a couple of tags on. Anyway, it's quite versatile, and I sort of went in 2 directions with it, I suppose. The pages are very colourful, as you'll see, so let's just get started. So firstly, I made 2 traveller's notebooks, one that's much brighter and much more Alice based, and one that I've gone for slightly more muted colours. That is, hold on, let me move you out a little bit. Slightly more muted colours. That is more to do with the White Rabbit, because he's one of my favourite characters. My favourite character is the Cheshire Cat, but he's one that I like. So anyway, just simple traveller's notebook with card. The Alice one has this beautiful sparkly glitter paper. I was kind of inspired for this one by the idea, let's sit this one on, of when she meets the caterpillar, you know, in that kind of bright psychedelic kind of look. This one has different fabric at the edges, whereas the rabbit I've gone for tabs. And there's some white lace, some blue pom-pom and some pink sari silk, and a little charm that we'll get to. And then it's just tied with this pink sari silk ribbon. So the cover is quite simple because I thought the ribbon looked quite nice and the paper was quite bright. And this is one of the images in the kit, and I'm not sure if you can see, but I've actually used glossy accents on the key and the bottle. And so we'll open it up. They're both quite similar, just different in places. So there's this inside pocket with a decorated guest check using some of the papers from the kit. The tag will also go in there. Obviously these won't exactly be given their own name because they are a theme, so this will just be Alice, and this is one of the beautiful pages from the kit. So I've gone for lots of pinks and blues in here. Little spotty doily, done some stenciling and stamping. Try saying that fast several times. All the pages here are hand dyed different colours. So there's purples and blues and things like that. I've done, this was a napkin, so I've done some decoupage. These were some pages I was given in Happy Mail. So I think it's Alice in Wonderland, but in shorthand. So that says advice from a caterpillar. And just some multicoloured ribbon there. Little pocket here with some ephemera in it. Lots of writing space as usual. This is one of the images from one of the pages in the kit that I cut out and used as an embellishment on the page. And this is a page from an old fairy tale. I think it's an Enid Blyton fairy tale book that I had. Just put it in there because I quite like the little elves, and obviously it had the roses on it. Some scrappy embellishments on some of the pages. A little mushroom down there on the caterpillar, and there this is another page from the kit with Cheshire Cat, and again the pinks and reds and blues in the kit I really loved. Use some more of the napkin to decoupage down here, and a tea. You'll see lots of teacups and kettles and that, because that's one of my favourite bits in the book, is the actual scene with the March Hare and the Mad Hatter. A bit of write-on. Is this a pocket with just a simple collage card in there? I'll put that back in a minute. And some music paper that I've hand dyed with a little rabbit stamp. And this says, oh, my ears and whiskers. Again, it's decoupage from the napkin. Again, I was sent that happy napkin in Happy Mail, so thank you to the person who did that. Another page from the book I've turned into a pocket. And then I had these in my stash, and it is actually, I don't know if it's Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass, but it's an Alice in Wonderland page from one of the books. And then, oh gosh, it's very brittle, as you can see. We've got some bits in here. I'll put all those back in a minute. I have to strengthen that. My Mod Podget. Another one of the shorthand books, Alice in Wonderland, with some velvet trim. And then I've used, again, a Tim Holtz die to put all these sort of goodies in. Also in Release the Craftin, she has these little Alice in Wonderland cards, a set of these. So I use those in there. And there's just lots of tags and little white rows there and some raffle tickets. Some more stenciling and a stamp on that page. Another embellishment. Another page from the kit. Just love the colours. And then this is the only Alice in Wonderland fabric I actually have. So although it's not quite bright, some of the pages have this black and white in it that I thought went quite well. There's a little Wonderland bingo card in there. Glassine bag, decoupaged on with a little tag and an altered paperclip embellishment in the matching fabric. I've lost my words, I haven't videoed for so long. And this is one of the journaling cards in the book. So I like that. I like all the different colours in this one. So I said they're quite bright colours. It's another scrappy embellishment. But then you've got all the blues and the greens as well. So as you'll see, it kind of works with both kinds of styles. Bit of Edith Holden with some more of that trim. Try and speed it up because we've got 2 to get through. Clock, just some paper, belly band with 2 index cards that I've stamped on, and I picked the pink and blue because they were the main themes. Each of the journals has a page made out of vintage sewing paper. So this one has white vintage sewing paper, and you'll see that it's a brown vintage sewing paper in the other one. And this is also a vintage page from a book. I think the book's from the 1940s. And I just loved it because it's got all the cakes on it, which again reminds me of the tea party. There's a little embellishment, little tuck spot there. Again, this is from her other Alice kit, and this is a tuck spot made out of one of her pages. Obviously the heart for the Queen of Hearts, and some tags and images there. And then this says Curiouser and Curiouser, so that's from the napkin as well. Some graph paper, just some vellum stickers and some die cuts, so teapot and tea. So you can see blues, yellows, pinks, all those colours. An embossed pocket there with just a little embellishment because that says Fine Teas and Sundries. Some more stamping and stenciling. And we're at the middle of the signature. This is one of my favourite pages in the kit, so I just love this page. And obviously, as I was inspired by the caterpillar, that's who is in the middle. And then just there you have this little Alice charm for the Alice journal. Try and flick through a bit quicker. Some paper that's attached here. I had that kind of... I always think of the caterpillar as like a 70s psychedelic kind of thing, so that's what it reminded me of. I also used more of the vintage sewing paper to make a pocket, and I like this because it said right front dress, and I don't know, it just reminded me of her dress and the little pockets in her apron. So there's some more ephemera, scrappy embellishment, stenciling. This is a crochet doily with a little rabbit tag in there. Some more decoupage napkin. It's a little rabbit again. A little die cut teacup. Some more of the napkin. And that's the back of that beautiful vintage cakes page. Little teacup there and stenciling. Side pocket here with some ephemera in it. This is from the kit, and this is the other side of that sewn paper page. So yeah, plenty of space to write. This is an embossed envelope, embossed with roses. And then it comes with this paperclip charm that has, let me try and get this so you get it in the light. It has a mushroom on it. It says stay curious, and it has the white rabbit on there. And each of the journals has a different charm. We've got Edith Holden, bit of stenciling. Sorry if I'm rushing through. Another pocket with the white rabbit and a little tag that says drink me, and then this little tarts for sale, jam tarts. And here's the Jabberwocky poem, which I always love. Belly band here with, again, this was in my stash. This is a paperclip, and it really reminded me of Alice in Wonderland and the cameos. And then this is one of the pages from the book that I turned into a tag for the belly band. Some more stamping and stenciling. Mushroom, another beautiful page from the kit, another page from the kit. Fabric flip with that Alice paper, more of the shorthand Alice bit. Another page from the kit that I cut out and used as an embellishment. Embossed pocket with another tag that is a collage tag using bits from the kit and some of the other papers that I had. And this is cut from Priscilla's Release the Craftin's kit as well. Little rabbit there. And another collage journaling cards in there. So some more decoupage and stamping. Here's the Mad Hatter. And again, you can write here, you can put quotes here, you could journal there. She does that in a lot of her kits, leaves bits like that. Sorry for the car you just heard. And this is the other side of that Edith Blyton fairy tales. Now you could stick that down if you wanted and make another pocket, but I left it open for whoever gets this so they can read it. Another pocket, a journaling card in it. Some more decoupage. Pocket made from one of the pages in the book with some more pieces of ephemera. It's the Cheshire Cat. Love the Cheshire Cat. Some embellishment. The other side of that doily and the beautiful final page. And then in this pocket, in both of them, there is a paperclip with a bow on it, and each of them also have one of these that is from a different kit. It's not from one of Priscilla's, but I'll leave all links down below. And if you wanted, you could cut these out, dress the rabbit and everything. So they're in there. And that is Alice. And I'm going to try and be a bit quicker with Mr. White Rabbit. So, as I said, this one's got tabs rather than lots of different bits. It's got this beautiful multicoloured sari ribbon, which I really hope gets picked up in this very bad light. I've stitched around the card, and then I've used this image on the front, and I've used glossy accents so that it looks enamelled again. So in here again, we've got a side pocket with this rabbit fabric and another collaged guest check with some of the pages from the kit, and it starts with "We're all mad here." So I was thinking, although Alice appears in here, it's more like the other characters of the book rather than just Alice. It's just a plain white doily here with some roses around it, and this time on the napkin we've got the rabbit at the front. It's another one of those Enid Blyton fairy tale pages that I had from a book, and there's a cake there. There's a pocket here with the ephemera in it. I love this reading card because it's the Alice in Wonderland, obviously, one. Lots of clocks in this one, lots of rabbits, because obviously, oh, my whiskers and ears. It is the White Rabbit who was always running out of time. This one, the rabbit sends in a little bill, and that's green velvet down there. More stenciling, so very similar, but there's enough differences to make them unique in themselves. the humming song. I like that because obviously there's the whole dance bit. And this I've stamped on it, I shall be late, as the rabbit says. And I used this white trim. I'm sure you can guess why, because it looks like the rabbit's tail. So Alice has blue trim and this one has white pom-pom trim to represent the rabbit's tail. And in this one you've got a large glassine bag with the collaged journaling cards and this blue paper that I've got. And in this one it is a yellow and a blue stamped index card in this belly band that's got this lovely sort of blue tapestry. These and the blue tapestry and a few of the others, they kind of reminded me of sort of Victorian waistcoats. So that's why I went for that kind of fabric, because it reminds me of the rabbit himself and the waistcoat that he wears. Love the sort of way I got that. I have no idea how I got the pink through that yellow when I was hand dyeing, but I did. Edith Holden Page. A little butterfly down there, embellishment kit. The vellum mushrooms in this book are all black and white because I was going for the sort of older style mixed in with the brightness of the kit from Priscilla. Some more hand-dyed music paper, and this is the Rocking Horsefly Wings. This is from her other Alice in Wonderland kit. Really hope you can see that. The weather's not great, but I really need to get this filmed. Little teapot. And this obviously was the middle page in the other journal. There's the other cameo paperclip. And in here we've got obviously the bingo card and a white rabbit card. And this is embossed with roses. Lots of writing space. So this is the sewn paper page in this one. And as you can see, it's brown. Again, reminds me, although the rabbit's white, kind of reminds me of his waistcoat and all that kind of thing. So I went for a brown in this one. The little rabbit. And side pocket. This is from the kit. And another one of those vintage cake pages. Look, Canterbury pudding and carrot cheesecake, which is why I liked it, because, you know, white rabbit, carrot cheesecake. So there was method to the madness. Just a little journaling card there, and well, tag and one of the journaling cards. This is on the front of the other journal. And look, pig and pepper. So again, I've used some of her other kit. We've got Oddball Obsessions there with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and there was one of the Cheshire Cat, but I actually cut that down into a tag. And there's lots of little bits in there. There's the white rabbit down there. And again, this fabric here kind of reminded me of like Victorian waistcoats and things. So that is why I have used it. And butterfly. And I've used the Jabberwocky, as there wasn't specifically a white rabbit page. I've used the Jabberwocky in the middle of this journal. And then the charm that I've used is a little clock. Because obviously he's always, I'm late, I'm late. So that is Mr. Rabbit's middle page. Make sure I'm in shot. Little teapot down there. And then we've got a little pocket here with some bits in with Mr. White Rabbit himself. Embossed pocket here with one of the collage tags. So each of them have a collage tag using papers from the kit. Little blue crocheted piece here, little pocket. And again, this is from her other Alice kit, and I've cut it into a tag and some decoupage in there with napkins. That's the other side of that cake page, and some bits. And this again comes with the kit. It's one of the, you can use it as a belly band or a side pocket. And then I've decoupaged the clock onto the other part of that vintage sewing paper. I really love the feel of those. I mean, I'm not saying you could write on there. You probably could if you were super careful, but you could definitely stick things on it. And here is, this is actually the Humpty Dumpty page from Alice. It's got the little poem on there. So again, it might be from Through the Looking Glass, and that has little pieces of ephemera in, as did the other one. And there's another piece of fabric that reminds me of a waistcoat. So lots of space for writing. but lots of little fun things as well all throughout. I had lots of fun with these. I haven't really this is a page from the kit that I printed out actually on hand-dyed paper. So instead of in this one, in the Alice one, you've got a few sheets to write on that were put in, and in this one I went for something like this, so slightly different. Yeah, as I was saying, I haven't really done Alice before, and this is the fabric paper clip in there. So this was quite fun to work with. You know, we all know Alice, or most of us know Alice in Wonderland story, and we've all got our favourite characters and things. I've actually got a vintage copy of Alice Through the Looking Glass that's really old. But obviously that was mine, like from years and years ago. It's not something that I would use in a journal or cut up or anything. And the embossed envelope in here is one with teacups and crowns and cups of tea all over it. And then the charm in here is the white rabbit. Oh gosh, let's see if I can get this. So it's the white rabbit. Can you see that okay? Hope so. A teacup that actually says tea time on it. And then a charm down here that says I'm late for a very important date. So that's on there. In this pocket from the kit, I actually have one of these large roses that I started watercolouring in red but left some of it white, as in the book. You could finish it off, whoever gets this. And a little tag with a rabbit on. So, painting the roses red, we're painting the roses red. There's the Mad Hatter. And a little study. It kind of reminded me of when at the tea table with the March Hare and that, they talk about why is a raven like a writing desk and things like that. So, yeah, lots of little bits in here that triggered Alice for me. This is a side pocket. It's got nothing in there, but there's plenty of pieces of ephemera. And then time for tea on this page, and as you turn it over, there is the tea situation. This is Rabbit Whiskers from her other Alice kit, and then I've cut down one of her pages for the Here's the Story, and there's a few other bits of ephemera in there. More decoupage napkin, the other part of that Edith Blyton fairy tale book. Embellishment, and now we are at the back of the book, and as I said, there is the paper clip, same as in Alice but a different paper clip, and there is the paper dolls section. So they're the two journals, Alice and Mr. White Rabbit. And then whilst I was making them, any of you who've watched my Spring Hop video, which I will link down below, will know, as I had my sewing paper out, that I actually made these little sewing journal booklet pieces of ephemera things. Not quite sure what to call them. And I just wanted to show you how you could use a digital kit in a different way. Even though it comes with pages, those pages can be cut down, as you will see in here. So I wanted to do an Alice one. It's got Mr. White Rabbit there with the beautiful blue bow, and I've stitched around it, plain on the black back. A bit of hand-dyed, not by me, but I bought this bias binding, I believe, and again I used glossy accents on the key. And if we open this up, this is attached with a bowl pin, but it can be undone. And if we open this up, so these are both pages from the book that I have printed out and cut to size and stuck on there. And then if we open it this way, some hand-dyed paper and stenciling. And I've used lots of pages from the book. There's also a teacup and stuff in there. And I've just cut them, or die cut them, into tags and put some eyelets in them. So these are all pages from the kit, not the book. I keep saying book, I mean the kit, Priscilla's kit, the Travelling Alice kit. That one I just stamped on. So that is all in there with a few die cuts. And then if we open it this way, I've got a little pad that I've stamped on, and there's all kinds of papers. They're just offcuts that had been used in the different journals. and a little fabric pocket here with, again, 3 more tags, all created from Priscilla's kit, and they fit in there, and it opens up like that with all of these. Have to go back in here, which I won't do on camera because this has already gone along far enough. So that is a little booklet, lots of space to write in that, lots of tags to use either in this or in other journaling. And all 3 of these will be in my Etsy, which I will leave down below. So yes, that is my design team project for June. Let me know what you think. Tell me who your favourite character is in Alice in Wonderland. Do you prefer Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass? I think I prefer Alice in Wonderland, but still. Yeah, and just let me know what you think. What are you working on at the moment? Love to hear from you all, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this flick through. I will leave all appropriate links. Thank you to Priscilla for making yet another wonderful and interesting kit, and yeah, I'll leave all links down below, and I hope you're all well and safe, and I will be back soon. Bye.